That's a female. And so many times I come out and they're tangled or have a hook in the neck or something, and nobody has called for help. And that's why I'm very happy there are signs out here now with a number to call. Yes, I live less than 3 miles away, and I've been coming out here since 1986, but when I retired, I started coming out here full-time and rescuing birds full-time, which is my true love. When I was growing up in southwest Miami, we lived in a neighborhood that had a whole system of canals, and as small children we spent a lot of time playing in the canals. We had a lot of birds, and we had tons of ducklings that used to be in the canals. We were by the ocean from, I think the first day I went to the ocean I was 3 days old, my mom told me. So it's been going on from the very beginning. I have a great respect for birds and other wildlife, but there's something very special about birds. They are great parents. They are able to navigate halfway across the world, make ridiculously long migrations. How they do it, nobody has really fully understood yet. It may be a small shoreline, but it's a very important one for many species of birds. I actually saw a bald eagle here not long ago come down for nest padding on the shore. And last week I saw a peregrine falcon, a juvenile, fly by twice. Frequently I see a Cooper's hawk hunting in here, so this is a very important and biological gem that I think a lot of people aren't aware of here. So if we didn't have these tubes, this very dangerous line with hooks could very easily blow into the St. Joseph Sound here. It's very windy here. It's a high wind area. We constantly have high winds. This is a sinker that has lead in it. We absolutely don't want any lead getting into our waterways. Lead is very toxic to all animals. It's a neurotoxin. And we really don't want this getting into the water. Look at this hook. Can you imagine if that ended up in the water? So it's good that we have these tubes, and I'm glad people are using them, but I was just hoping that they would stop putting trash in, but that's okay. It's very important that we have the Federal Migratory Bird Treaty Act in place, which is a law that protects harassing them, taking of them, in other words, killing them, taking of their feathers. So many birds have been, put on the brink of extinction from people who wanted their feathers, and the reddish egret is a perfect example. In the 1880s, they were almost completely eradicated. Numbers drastically reduced because they would go to the rookeries and they would just shoot them. Back then, having plumes in your hat was a big deal, and it's very sad. They were greatly reduced, and they've never really fully rebounded. But they do love this shoreline here, and it's important that people see that when they see them feeding, they don't disturb them, because they only feed in certain habitats, and a coastal tidal flat is the main one. Birding is the #1 wildlife activity in the world. Birding is huge. People love to go out and look at the beautiful birds, hear the songs, and keep track of the species. They say it's very relaxing. Numerous studies have been done that it's very good for the psychological well-being to get outside in nature and look at the birds and take photographs of them and just learn more about them. The more you learn about them, it's incredible. The kind of parents they are, the kind of interaction they have with each other. There's just so many wonderful things to learn about birds.